Hello, all. So, in this stream, I will be just presenting some facts about blood donation. Actually, yesterday was Blood Donors Day, and this wonderful presentation was given by our doctors and the doctor in charge. Those doctors who are working with the blood donation unit in Tura Civil Hospital, and it was a great presentation. I thought everyone should be aware of the facts mentioned in this presentation, and that is why I thought I will be sharing the presentation with you all. So let us begin. So this Blood Donors Day is basically celebrated every year throughout the world on 14th June, and basically it marks an opportunity to thank the donors, because this blood donation thing goes on across the year. We all know that the various camps are held, voluntary camps where you can go and donate, and there is no day. Actually, you can any day you can go and donate. So that's but to celebrate and to incentivize and to thank all the donors, one day has been designated, and on that day, usually in the district, this program is celebrated. Now, so basically, you have to understand that there are various cases when these blood transfusion is required, and if there are voluntary donors, then the blood bank will have sufficient stock for giving it to emergency cases wherever the match is there. But one thing we have to realize is that right now the number of voluntary donations is very less, and there is a certain time limit to which this blood can be kept in the storage. So this everyone must understand before going forward. So now this year's slogan, basically, if you can see, donating blood is an act of solidarity, and every year they come up with a different theme, and that is how it is presented in all the programs. So now this is very basic. You can read if you want to, excuse me, if you want to know about the, what are the constituents and all that, you can go into all that. And for those who remember from school days, you all must have read this: RBC, WBC, platelets, and other suspended components are there. And moving forward, so these are the just for general knowledge and understanding, what is blood cells, and what is red blood cells and white blood cells, and what they do, and why this basically all these components are required. So as you can see, blood has several components, and these are their functions. You can read about it, Google it. I'm not going into detail about all these things. The purpose of this presentation is to spread awareness on the blood donation, so I'll focus on that part. Yeah, this is some interesting fact that a healthy individual has 5-6 liters of blood. So many people, in fact, in various areas, remote areas also, where this awareness is not there, people think that you will become weak when you donate, and then there will be certain ailments and stuff like that. So all that is untrue, and that is without knowing the facts of the case. So every individual, 5-6 liters of blood is there, and when you donate blood, it is just 350 ml. So you don't have to worry about that. You can read all these facts which are there about the body weight, and the kind of milliliter per kg availability. All of that is basically to make it clear that there is no risk at all involved with regard to the blood donation. Now, voluntary blood donation is basically when you volunteer, you go as a volunteer, and it's a non-remunerated one, and it's like giving to the society, giving back to the community, and I think it's a noble gesture, and everyone should go ahead and do these kind of things. So I'll tell you my story, and how earlier also, when I was in college and school, I was not much aware about this kind of a blood donation and what impact it makes. So when my late father was ill, and I was in that time just graduated, and that time there was a need for blood units for him. Then some when sometimes when blood units are needed, one is not enough. So even if after I donated, more were required, and we had a hard time finding the match and the unit. So at that time I realized how important this blood donation is, and we should go for voluntary blood donations whenever it is possible. So I have done it multiple times. I think more than, I don't remember, but definitely more than 10 times across all these years since 2009. And it's a really, I think those who actually get the need for the blood, they know how important it is. So it's a very noble gesture for the community, and I encourage all those healthy individuals who qualify all the criterias to come forward in all these blood donation drives and programs. uh, and try it, and then you will feel very good once you have done it. So now there are different types of blood donors, as you can see. There are replacement donors, then there are family donors. Sometimes in the member of family, they have to come forward when the match is not available, and then there are professional donors who basically take money. So all these different kind of donors, but the point is, if we have enough people voluntarily giving blood in these programs and all that, so the blood bank will have sufficient stock always. So that is something. And these programs have to be organized very frequently also, because as you know, there is a validity to which we can keep the blood in the storage. So all these facts you have to remember. And there are many people who commented that, in spite of so much of voluntary donation, why we don't get in the time of emergency and all. So coming to that, as I said, the first point is that the number of voluntary donations are less. We need to increase that. That is why all these sessions are very, very important. And basically there is a time limit to which it can be kept. So these two factors. So please try to understand these factors before you make any kind of inference. Now this is basically some, in I think in very big hospitals which have better facilities and all, there are things when only platelets are taken out of the blood, and not the entire thing. But usually here we take the entire blood, and then there are devices to separate the plasma, to separate the platelets and other things. So you need not bother about all these things. Now why we should donate blood? There are many cases where this blood is required by different categories of people. We know that here in Meghalaya, anemia is very common in women, and they have complications at the time of deliveries. So blood is needed at that time. Children also with severe anemia may need. People with severe trauma following accidents, RTA accidents, RTA cases, road traffic accident cases are very common where this blood is required. Other surgical procedures and blood disorders are there. So in many cases, blood is required. It is an established fact. And now we have a blood bank here, functional blood bank. So we should ensure that units are always available for any kind of emergencies. Now what is the criteria for age? You can see, and minimum weight, and normal pulse, BP. So before you do that, they will do all these checks will be done, and then hemoglobin should also be more than 12.5. So this is a good, when you go for blood donation, they check all these vitals, and then you get to be sure that you are fit and healthy. When you qualify to give blood, that means you are a healthy person. So all these things are there now. COVID angle is also there. Immediately after vaccination, it's not allowed. So there are certain, all these factors are there, which you, when you go to the camp, they will explain in detail. Now another, who can not, who should not. So these are all the factors. If you have donated just now, so for the next 3 months you can't. People with chronic illness, and there are ongoing diseases, and a history of giddiness and fainting while giving the blood. So all these things are there, and when you go for the camp, they will ask all these things, and they will ensure that there is no risk in you donating this thing, your blood. Now, things to do before and after donation, it's very important for the first timers. Get enough rest and sleep, no alcohol 76 hours, no medication of any kind for 24 hours, and yeah, drink a lot of water before you go. And then afterwards, drink a lot of fluids, take iron rich food, do not smoke. For you should never smoke, by the way. Never smoke. It's not good for your health. It's an established fact. Avoid strenuous exercise for 5 hours. So it's not really, I mean, those who have done it will know that it's not really, you don't even feel it at mostly after donation, because it's just 350 ml, and as already discussed, your body has 5-6 liters. So all these factors have to be have to be taken note of. And then basically what happens after you donate, so your RBCs basically replenish. They are replenished. The new RBCs are created, and within 3-4 days it is replaced. Body replaces the fluid part, the fluid which is lost while you have given your blood, within 24 hours. So yesterday I had donated, so today I think already this fluid loss must have been already compensated. And you will have to wait another 3 months for the next donation. So that's all right. So what are the health benefits? It's a great, even if there are no health benefits, I think it's a great act towards the society. It's a noble gesture, and these are the things which bind us and make us as a whole community, as a family. And we should think of a whole community, of the whole humanity rather, as a family, and we are all in this together. And if something what we have can help others in need, we should share that with others. So that is the whole idea. But other than that, it improves the emotional and physical health of the donor, and we get to know if we if we are fit. All these kind of tests are done to your blood, whether the hemoglobin is okay, whether the BP is okay. Otherwise, what we see is usually we don't go and get checked for all these things, right? I mean, so once in a while when you go for blood donation, they will compulsorily check all these things, and if something is there, then they will point it out, and you can rectify that. So another point is decreases the risk of iron overload, thereby lowering the risk of cardiac diseases and other stuff. Enhances new blood production. Blood donation stimulates the production of new cells. So all these things are there, but as I said, it's a feel good thing, and it can help people in their dire need. So I think you shouldn't need more convincing than this. Now steps, basically when you go, it's you register, you check your hemoglobin, you check other factors, and then all that donation takes place. Now what happens to that? So 350 ml is taken, then collected, and then it's tested. A lot of testing is done so that it's safe for the donation to somebody, and then it's stored, and then whenever it is required, it is issued. So that is how, and this is the basically timeline. So here you can see it cannot last in this kind of solution. It can be stored up to 35 days. You can donate in any licensed bank, you can donate in any blood donation camp, and these are the list of blood centers, blood banks in Meghalaya, and we are fortunate we have it here in Tura. And so this is the fact. If you see the figures, basically from January to May, the total blood collected units is 1593, and out of that only 156 are voluntary. So that's not even 10%, almost 10%. So that's less. So that is why I want to encourage those who can, please come forward. And these are, get over your basic fears and misconceptions. And if you have any doubts, please talk to a doctor, and they will explain to you, uh, the benefits of it, and they will clear your doubt. So when you donate, you get a donor's card, and you can get a replacement if in case you or your family they need blood in any kind of emergencies. Name of the organizations who have donated this year. So these are the, thank you all who have donated, all these organizations mentioned here, and all those individuals who have donated. Thank you so much for your generous act, and it will help definitely somebody in their dire need, and we encourage more people to come forward for this blood donation activities. uh, yes, so this is there's always a need for blood. In fact, a lot of people had commented on the post yesterday that they don't get when it is required, so that means there is a more urgent need of these voluntary donations. So please come forward, it's perfectly safe, and there is no need to worry. This is the pledge taken. And so thank you for listening to this presentation. I would like to thank the medical department, the doctors who have prepared this presentation. Thank you so much. And keep spreading awareness about this blood donation. It's a very important thing, and especially to our youth, especially to our young generation. And let's hope in the times to come there will be more donation in Tura and in West Garo Hills and across Meghalaya. Thank you for watching, and if you have donated already, thank you so much. And if you have not, try it. It really, it's a noble gesture. You'll feel great, and somebody will benefit definitely. So thank you for watching. Thank you.